Good evening, friends. We start tonight with the latest developments in Syria. President Obama signed a waiver on Thursday lifting restrictions of weapon supplies to rebel groups in that country. It's not the first time he's done so, but the timing has become a hot topic for debate. He made the decision in his last month of his presidency, and it comes as rebels retreat from East Aleppo. RT's Alexei Yaroshavsky reports tonight.
With just a little over a month remaining until President Obama leaves the White House, on Thursday he signed a very peculiar new decree regarding the Syrian rebels. Basically, he waived any restrictions on arms supplies to the Syrian rebels, delegating responsibilities to the U.S. Secretary of State to report to Congress on weapons export proposals, requiring 15 days before those are authorized.
I hereby determine that the transaction encompassing the provision of defence articles and services to foreign forces, irregular forces, groups or individuals engaged in supporting or facilitating ongoing US military operations to counter terrorism in Syria is essential to the national security interests of the United States.
This is not the first time the president has signed such waiver. Back in 2013, he signed a similar document providing military aid to selected vetted members of the Syrian opposition. This time, however, his new decree seems to have a much less narrow scope than before. Back in 2015, he also included $500 million into the defense budget for training the opposition rebels in Syria. This did not really go well. The Pentagon has admitted that this plan did not work out, and only a handful of fighters were eventually trained. Another aspect of this new decree which raised a lot of eyebrows is the timing of it. It happens amid the operation in eastern Aleppo, and it seems that the rebels are fleeing that part of the city. And Moscow has already reacted to the latest decision by Obama, with the Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov expressing concerns that these weapons, which may be shipped to the rebels in Syria, may end up in the hands of the terrorists, which is exactly the opposite of what Obama is trying to achieve, at least that's what he's been saying, by sending those weapons to the Syrian rebels. Also, we spoke to the former Pentagon analyst Michael Malouf, who told us that the already difficult situation in Syria may be even more escalated following this decision.
These rebels have already informed us that they're not going to leave. They intend to stay there, hold their ground, and if they now know that they're going to be getting these weapons, then this just changes the entire military equation in that region. And this is a real escalation of the civil war. This thing could easily escalate into a very all-out war, and it's another example of the U.S. fighting a proxy war, and in this case, it's going to be against Russia, and it's going to create even greater havoc in a very short time.
And the latest Obama's decision to waive restrictions on supplying Syrian rebels with arms would definitely not go down well with the President-elect Trump, who has never made his feelings secret towards supplying the Syrian rebels with weaponry.
Russia is hitting the groups that we're backing.
Sure. And why are we backing the group? We don't even know who those people are. I speak to generals. They're saying we're giving billions of dollars of equipment to people we have no... Here we go again. We're giving all of this money and all of this equipment to people we have no idea who they are. They're probably worse than Assad. I mean, Assad's no baby. He's not good. But who are the people that we're backing?
Alexei Yaroshavsky, RT, reporting from outside the White House in Washington, D.C.